All right, good morning, everyone that might be watching this. Today is Wednesday, July 21st. It is about 8:40 a.m. here on the East Coast, a little less than an hour before the market opens. Just going to give some insight as to what I see in the market today and go over some potential day trading setups. Now, personally, I used to day trade a few years back. I don't really do it that often anymore because it's very fast paced. It's very quick moving. And after I experienced swing trading, I realized that that was more of my thing. But day trading is fun. But as I mentioned, it's just very, very quick, very fast. Sometimes it can be very stressful. But I still like to do analysis and kind of see the good setups and see if it goes through and if it works out and if it doesn't work out and things like that. So enough talking, let's get to it. So the first thing that I do is I just kind of look at the SPY, SPY, and if I'm day trading, I always do a one day 5-minute chart because I really want to narrow in on what's happening on that day. Usually when I'm swing trading, I look at the yearly chart, but day trading, I look at the daily chart, at the daily chart 5-minute candlesticks. So the SPY kind of popped a little bit this morning. It kind of came down, and it looks like it's kind of wrapping back up again. So that's a pretty good sign. I'll look at the Dow Jones Industrial. Same thing. It looked like it popped up. Well, actually, this was yesterday, so it hasn't really done anything. I guess since the market hasn't opened, so that really doesn't count. All right, so now I'll just kind of start looking at some of the day trading setups. So what I like to do for day trading, and again, I don't really do day trading that often anymore, but when I did day trade religiously, this is the setup that I always used to do. I wanted something with a lot of volume. In the pre-market, that means that there's a lot of eyes on it. So think about it. If you have something in the pre-market that has a lot of eyes, even before the market opens, that means it's a hot stock. That means it's moving. That means something's going on with it. So I definitely want something with a lot of volume. And I want something that's popping up. I'm a bull. I buy low and I sell high. So I want something that just out of nowhere just popped up, and either it had great news or it had earnings, but just something that is making gains in the pre-market. Those two things combined are the things that I'm looking for. So I have a pre-made scan over here, and as you can see, it's updating constantly with the volume over here and the price over here. So I'm just going to start looking at these and kind of give you my thoughts on a couple of these. So we're going to do the first one here, and I have these organized by volume. Again, volume to me is the most important thing. So I have the first one here, CEMI, Chembio Diagnostics. So this is what I mean by something that just popped up. So yesterday, the stock was really just hanging around the $2 mark. And then all of a sudden today in the pre-market, this thing just went up crazy, like $3 worth. And if we look down here, it probably has some good news on some, there we go, shares higher after the company announced it received 29 million order purchase. So that's why it popped up. It had good news, $29 million purchase. So there you go. So as you can see, it did nothing, and then it just went crazy. It reached a resistance here at $4.95, came back down, and now just kind of consolidating around the $4 mark. So how would I day trade this? this is how I like to day trade. This is not the only way to day trade. There's many ways of day trading, but this is what I found works for me, and that makes sense for me. So usually, what I like to do is I like to come over here and just get my design so that I can draw on this chart. So first thing that I do is I just recognize, okay, what's the highest point that this stock reached? So it's 495. So I just draw my resistance line right there. So what this means is that this stock went up all the way, it reached a resistance right here, or for lack of a better word, it touched the roof, and it didn't go past that. It came back down, and now it's just below that. What I like to see is for this stock to start coming right back up around here, right before the market opens, and whenever it crosses above this roof, quote unquote roof, or resistance line at 495 with a lot of volume and a nice green candle, that's when I would get it. Because it's blasting through the resistance, and again, it's got to have good volume and a nice solid green candle. If it does that, that's when I would get it. That's what I've found works for me, and I've made pretty good profits off of that. Now, if I'm looking at this, the resistance is at 495. I am actually going to delete that, and I'm going to put it at $5. Why am I putting it at $5? Any whole number or any half dollar amount, that is a resistance, period. So I don't want to put my resistance at 495, and then for the stock to break 495, go up 5 cents, touch that $5 resistance, and then get rejected. So I rather move it up 5 cents and have it at $5. So if this keeps going down, I'm kind of going to lose interest. I want it to start coming back up right before the market opens. So I want this to pop up, which you did, come down, which you did, and I want it to kind of start gaining momentum again towards the open. So that's CEMI. NURO, Neurometrics, is the next one on the list. So again, we can see another, beautiful setup here. Yesterday it opened up at around $4, and today in the pre-market it went up to, this is the yesterday's aftermarket. So yesterday in the aftermarket it went up to $14.12, and right now it's kind of hanging around $13.37. So same thing. First thing that we do is say, okay, where's the highest point that it reached, which is right here, 412. And I don't really like talking in very technical terms, so this is a resistance line, but I call it the roof, meaning that if you're a giant, the roof is going to keep you from going above the roof. So you just go up, you touch the roof, and you come down. So we can see 412 is the roof or the resistance. So it went up, it came down, it went up again, very, very close to it. It didn't go through with it. It didn't go through it. And then, it was just kind of hanging around, but it's kind of coming back up again. And this is what I'm talking about, that towards the market open, I want to see it coming back up towards that roof line. So if we draw a trend line here, it's kind of doing this right now. It's kind of climbing back up towards the roof. That's what I like to see. So for this one, again, NURO, if at the open this crosses above the roof with good volume down here and a nice green candle, that would be fair game to get in on that one. Next one's kind of tricky. AMC. So AMC, this is one of those Wall Street Bets stocks. For those that don't know, Wall Street Bets is a Reddit site or a Reddit, I don't even know what to call it. It's just a Reddit site where a lot of people go in there, they talk about stocks, and they exchange ideas, things of that sort. With AMC and other stocks, not just AMC, the users of that Reddit page, they've been kind of hyping it up and saying, hey, everybody should buy this, and they've brought up the price a lot. This stock, if we look back, if you look at a yearly chart, this stock was at like $1, $2, $9, and it went all the way up as high as $72. So this stock is inflated, in my opinion. So with this one, you have to be careful. Me personally, I wouldn't do anything with this one because, again, the price movements are not, in my opinion, true price movements. They are manipulated price movements, in my opinion. However, if you are going to get in on this stock, we do the same thing as we've done for the other two. You look for the high of the day, which is $44.95. Now, would I draw my resistance line at $44.95 or somewhere else? Me personally, I would do it at 45, again, because the whole number amount and $half amounts, those are mental resistance points, so I would draw it there, which is not that far off. So if we're just reading the chart, this stock, yesterday it had a nice run up. Today in the pre-market, it kind of moved up a little bit, made a new high. It got rejected here at $44.95, kind of came back down, and it looks like it's slowly trying to kind of ramp back up to try to move up here. So, with these charts and with these stocks, you're doing the same thing over and over and over again. Nothing really changes. So once you draw your resistance line or your quote-unquote roof, if you are going to go with this stock, you just want to see it rip through the resistance line with good volume and a nice solid green candle. And then once you get in, it should pop up for a nice little gain. Is that guaranteed that's going to happen? No, nothing's guaranteed in the stock market. Nobody knows what's going to happen. Nothing is guaranteed. If you hear anybody tell you that they know what's going to happen, or that this stock is going to take off, or that this stock is going to go down, be very, very careful. Because nobody really knows what's going to happen. You could have the perfect setup, it could look beautiful, and then you invest in it, and then it doesn't go your way, and you're left wondering what happened. That's the stock market. You got to understand that there's risk, and that things might not go your way, and you got to be okay with that. I'll do about two more, and then I'll get out of here. I don't want to make that long of a video. BBGI, it looks like this one just popped not too long ago. Vinco Ventures Inc. Let's see what we got here. All right. So this one popped. Now, usually when something pops like this, the first thing that I do is I just look at the news. And this one has no news. So whenever I see something pop like this out of nowhere with no news, that's kind of like a red flag to me, because usually when something pops like this, like we saw with this one, it's because it has news. Or was it this one? I think it was this one. But one of these had, see, and there it goes. So we'll come back to this one after we're done. So whenever it just pops with no news, I kind of get a little bit worried, because how is it making that big jump without anything happening? It's just very weird. Maybe somebody knows something that we don't. Maybe there's some insider trading going on that we don't know about. I don't know, but a big jump like that with no news, it's just very hard for me to believe that somebody's just going to randomly buy a lot of this stock for no reason. Very hard for me to believe that, so just keep that in mind. Nothing changes here. Same thing. Where's the high? 393. We put our roof or our resistance there, and then we wait for this to play out and see how it shakes out. If it goes up, breaks above 393, good volume and a nice green solid candle, could be a good opportunity. Keep keep in mind that it is close to the $4 mark, so you might want to put your roof at the $4 mark. Let's do the last one, MEBS. Here's another one that's popping, huge pop right here. So then, we'll look at the news, and this is MEBS, Trade Health. Trade Health, Bonum Health Science, Telemedicine Service Distribution deal with Southeastern Grocers. So Winn-Dixie, so they signed a deal with a grocery store, basically. That's what it looks like. So we do the same process. Where's the high? 832. Draw our line, our resistance line, or quote-unquote roof, and see how it plays out. So during the morning time before the market, you want to monitor these. So if I go back to the first one that we did, so CEMI, that one's still hanging around. It's not really doing much. Nothing has changed here. If we go to NURL, so here we go. This is a perfect scenario. So NURL, this one broke through our roof. So this is what we want to see. It made a new high right here. So our old high was over here. It's made a new high, which is at 515. So I am now going to draw a new line, a new roof, a new resistance at 515. So now let's say that this candle right here was at the open. This is exactly what you want to see when you buy in. So if this was the open and it broke through with good volume, which this candle right here, if we look over here, when I put my cursor on the candle, it's going to tell us the volume. That candle had 1.8 volume. That's huge. So if this was in the market once it's open and not the pre-market, this is what I want to see. It breaks through our previous roof. Goes above, breaks through, nice green candle, a lot of volume. That's my sign to buy in. So now what am I looking for? When the market opens, I want it to break above this $15.15. So we kind of forget about our previous roof or previous resistance, and we have our new one at 15.15. Now, the good thing about this previous line is that previous resistance becomes new support. So this candle can come down here, bounce off of the old resistance, and then continue to go back up. So that's something that we'll take a look at. AMC, this one's kind of just hanging out. BBGI, this one's kind of coming down. I don't think this one's going to wrap back up. And MEDS, this one's kind of dying out too. But if we look at which one was it? NURL, I think it was. See, there we go. It broke again. It's making a new high. So again, if this was the pre-market, if this was in the market, not the pre-market, this was actual trading hours, I'd be ready to buy on this candle right here because it's breaking through and it's a nice green candle. And it has nice volume right now. It has almost going for 900,000 volume. So I want to see it break through the previous roof or resistance, which it's doing. I want it to stay above there. So, you just kind of have to monitor it and kind of take your emotions out of it because once you see it break through, you're inclined to just buy right away. But you don't know if it's going to stay up there or not. So this one broke through, this candle broke through, but now it's kind of coming back down. So you have to be patient and you have to kind of leave your emotions out of it. So if this was the market open, I would just be cautious right now because it's kind of going above it and it's coming right back down, it's coming above it, it's coming right back down. Maybe wait for the next candle for confirmation. This one's kind of tricky right now. It's kind of coming back down. So let's see what it does on the next candle. And then at the same time, I can draw my new roof right here at 1539. So let's see. through, and it looks like it's gonna make a new high. So I'll delete this one. So that candle right now looks pretty strong. That candle's gonna close in about 40 seconds, so I would probably buy in right there. It's very unlikely that within 30 seconds it'll just come down. And sometimes you just have to take your chances. So let's see. So we wanted to break above that orange line, which it did, and to close above that orange line, which it looks like it's going to do. It might be close. So let's see. Oh, it looks like it's going to do it. It's about a couple seconds before it closed. All right. So now let's see. So now our new line is right here at 1540. So I'm just going to get rid of this one to not cause any confusion. So now we want it to break above 1540. So now it's kind of coming down a little bit. It went up to 1540. Saw some resistance. Now we want to see what it's going to do. And I don't know if you guys can see my whole screen. There we go. I don't think you guys are seeing my whole screen. Just adjust it real quick. There, I think that's better for you guys. So now we just have to monitor it. I'll go back here to CMI, nothing really happening there. NURL, this one's coming back up. This one's gonna make a new high. It looks like, oh yeah, that candle's gonna turn green real quick. It went down, the bears pushed it down, but the bulls are bringing it back up. That one's gonna turn green, there it goes, and it's gonna break, it's gonna make a new high. It's too much buying power right now. There it goes, new high, 1544. So this is probably the best one to day trade right now, because it keeps making new highs. So another high right there, 1546. If we go to AMC, this one's not really doing much. MEDS, this one's dying. And BBGI, this one's not looking good. So I would say the best one today is this one, NURL. Just keep an eye on this. There goes another high, 1550. Just keep an eye on it, and hopefully the trade works out for you guys. Let me know if you guys have any questions. If you reach out, leave comments, and I will get back to you guys. I hope you guys enjoyed this stream. Good luck trading out there, and have a good one.